The stone tunnels of the Nashkel mines constrain your dreams tonight. The twisting depths are more a nuisance than claustrophobic now. What with the hidden marauders dead at your feet, deeper you tread, chuckling over your triumph at each body you see, pausing occasionally to wipe your boots clean or check the odd kobold for coins you might have missed. There is a sound from below, and you quickly move towards it. A door opens, and before you stands Mullahay, in no better shape than you left him. Held from whatever afterlife calls it, this specter has apparently been waiting for you. A dagger of bone hovers before it, ready for a willing hand to drive it deep. Had this creature breath, you are sure it would be hurling curses. It waits for the kill, a death beyond death, and knows no hope, rightfully so. You brush aside the quaint blade and bring your hands around the creature's neck. A stranger's weapon simply will not suffice in this matter. You must be certain this phantom remains among the dead. It is strange, though. Doomed as he is, Mullahay still looks somewhat relieved. His visage fades within your grasp and leaves you clutching at empty air. A puzzling turn, but of little concern. The mine is yours once again. You turn to leave, but find the exit blocked. The lone dagger has become 5, a skeletal set of claws that hovers before you. A talon extends and presses against your chest, and a hollow voice chills the air. You should use the tools you are given. It traces a line of ichor on your tunic, increasing in pressure. Listen to what is bred in the bone. There is a flash of motion as the claws push deep into your chest. You awake in an instant, the sound of mourning a welcome clamor. You're intact, and though tired, you are certainly not afraid. Your heart is not your weak spot.
So we slept and we had a dream. And during that dream we gained a new special ability called Larlock's Minor Drain.
Yes.
Which is thus just as bad as the one we already had. But we can make sense of the dream we just had. Actually, I don't really know what to think of the whole Mullahay ghost death beyond death thing. However, the dream said, use the tools you are given and listen to what is bred in the bone.
I keep very pleasant company.
Or something of that nature. So, and that coincides with us gaining a new special ability. So, the tools you are given and what is bred in the bone seems to refer to that. It seems that, well, they are all one and the same.
What?
And so, something that pertains to our very nature is granting us special powers. Of course, nothing great right now, of course, but
if you wish.
Still, something that we should make liberal use of, as the dream suggested.
Yes.
And, yeah, something that pertains to our nature. So that, well, I'm still quite clueless as what this whole thing means about me, but it remains to be discovered what this will do in the grander scheme of things.
Life is so hollow.
Now, I was about to say that now that we have unlimited identifying spells, we will spend some time identifying every single item we did not identify since the beginning of the game. This could take a while, so feel free to skip ahead. However, for all those who wanted to see what the items we had actually were, well, we're about to find out. This is a Ring of Holiness, granting an extra spell of each levels from 1 to 4, priests only. So, there you go, Branwen. This tome, which we found in the Null Stronghold, raises Charisma by 1 point permanently. And as a matter of principle, I will give it to Zekel, because he's the character I will keep for a future Baldur's Gate 2 playthrough, if I ever do that, even though increasing his Charisma will not really be useful.
Our quest is vain.
So please consume it. There we go, we're at 11 now.
We're all doomed.
What else? This is the girdle of masculinity, femininity, which changes the sex of the unfortunate character who equips it. And it's a cursed item, so you can only remove it with a remove curse spell. Bracers of defense AC 8, which is what Edwin was wearing. A knave's robe, which Zahn can equip. Sorry about that, Edwin. Those are the 2 potions we bought in Nashkel Carnival. And the guy said that this potion would make us incredibly strong. What he failed to mention is that it would also make us extremely clumsy and as weak as kittens. And he said that this potion would make us incredibly bright. But we failed. What he failed to say is that we would have very low wisdom and become as weak as kittens. So these sell for much higher than what you buy them for, so it's still a good deal. But you of course do not want to drink them. Let's see. Yeah, I will give him everything Branwen has. That is unidentified. Helmet of Infravision. This is the best Warhammer in the game, which we have been using for a while now. Dagger +1, Ring of Protection +1. Halberd +1, which we will never find any use for. Wand of Frost. And we're out of identify spells already. Yeah, there we go. And Branwen could equip that.
Life is so
And let's rest again.
hollow.
It is safe to rest here, and we will do that as many times as needed. So, Safana has a bunch of stuff. Magical arrows. And it is not vain to do that. Most of these items will be sellable, and unless you identify them, they sell for 1 GP. And they tend to sell very well if you do identify them. So basically what I'm doing now is making us stinking rich. Those are the gauntlets of fumbling that I think Melicam used, and is basically what got him in trouble. We have quite a lot of nice stuff. This should be used by Safana. What else? Bracers of archery, Safana, and studded leather +2, Safana. The dagger, Safana, and the remaining items could be carried by her as well. We still have some arrows to identify. Oh, and we're out of spells. So
Our
in the
quest
rest,
is vain.
short sword +1, arrows of piercing with a +4 Thaco and +6 physical damage. So these are extremely useful and extremely rare. Only 3 of them. Let's see what this is. A Wand of Fire. It has 2 abilities, one which is to throw a 6d6 fireball. Nothing too shabby. And the other one is an Aganazar Scorcher. The fireball is much better, because the Aganazar Scorcher shoots in a straight line, which tends to hit a lot less monsters than the fireball. Okay, those are gauntlets of dexterity, currently used by Kagan. Girdle of Bluntness, armor class +4, VN plus weapon, which we've used against the flesh golems and everything. This is another generic ring +1. This is Varskana, as I said, best longsword in the game. Long used by Sharan priests during the sacrificial rites of Feast of the Moon ceremonies. Lots of nice things to be read about that. Okay, what else? Girdle of Bluntness, of course. The gauntlets. We have another cloak. This one is of fire resistance. What else? We have this. Inventory full again.
We're all doomed.
And we're out of spells, so these are the Boots of the North we got in the Bear River section. Girdle of Piercing, which we got nearly at the start of the game against that ogre. Electricity resistance +50. This was just found on the body of Malahay, by the way. Cursed Scroll of Ugliness. This makes you ugly. I suppose it reduces your charisma, but I would have to try it to be sure. Oh, we actually have 2 magical flails. Those are the golden pantaloons. Oh, well, we finally get to know what these are. And they have an incredibly long description. I guess I'll just read the last paragraph. The purpose of the pantaloons is as mysterious as ever, and will likely remain so until the Pantocrator himself returns, though some properties can be divined through intimate observation. The uplifting properties of the gusset very nearly defy gravity, shaping quite nicely both the front and rear. This improved contour would likely increase self-esteem for a wearer of either sex. I would hazard a guess, however, that this continuing self-delusion might actually hamper cognitive function, and care should be taken in the wearing of any pantaloons of golden nature. Yes, the description is completely over the top, and that's sort of a hint that you should keep this item even though you have no idea what purpose it could serve. It cannot be worn, of course. And yeah, so it, as I said when we picked it up, it eventually finds a purpose. And that is very, very, very far away from now. We'll give Zahn some bullets, and that's about it, basically. I think we have identified pretty much everything we could. So we should be on our merry way. The last thing to be identified is, of course, the Ring of Wizardry itself.
Life is so hollow.
Huh? You must gather your...
Yeah, we should probably... No, we'll rest outside. How many spells does he has?
Vain.
Still 4. Yeah, we're pretty much maxed out on spells, so it's good.
So irritating.
Edwin lost the Ring of Wizardry, so he has less spells. Actually, I'll have him cast a magic missile and replace that with a sleep.
What is it now?
Yes, it is done.
But as you will be able to see in later segments, the addition of Zahn in the party will make us much, much more potent. Actually, I can't wait to try him out. More Jello
Onward to futility.
of the gray sort.
What?
These ones are not too difficult to kill.
Oh, if that's your desire.
Yes,
And they don't give much XP either.
as I thought.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of the Nashkel Mines segment.
What?
And we will exit through here in the next video.